Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back with yet another amazing topic that I'm going to be sharing with you. If you're new to my channel, my name is Mariam Arafat. I'm a marriage and intimacy coach, helping women reignite passion through emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy is so beautiful, and that is what a woman needs. And this is what I help my clients by doing deep inner work to reignite the passion by initiating, by nurturing emotional intimacy in her marriage. The points that I have written down today in today's video, that what a man needs from his wife, these are some of the points that I have experienced from the beautiful lessons in my marriage, from what my clients have shared with me on how their husband's journey is, what their husbands are asking from them, through a lot of men DMing me on Instagram and saying the same things. So I have written down 4 important points. Many are there which you need to implement because the husband craves. But I'm going to be highlighting only the 4 important ones. So let's begin. The first one is appreciation. Very small, very simple, very easy to do, right? But for some, it's very, very difficult. For some, it's so difficult to do. And how did I get to know this? Is because if you've been following me on Instagram, you know that I share different ways of appreciating my husband. It's a mouthful of word, right? I've shared that. And one day I got a DM from a lady and she said that, why do I need to thank my husband? Doesn't he already know? And that's the thing. This is the thing what a man needs from you, appreciation. It's just not just thank you or jazakallah khair. It's more than that. It makes him complete his purpose. It makes him that you've validated his purpose. You fulfilled him. Because as a man, he will provide, he will protect you. That's his purpose, that's his goal, that's his job. But when, as a wife, you appreciate that and say, Jazakallah khair, thank you so much for putting the kids in bed. That helped me so much. It gives him the boost of self esteem, the boost of confidence that he needs, and he will only get it from his wife, not anyone else. This is how you create or you nurture emotional intimacy in your marriage. This is one of the steps, by appreciating him. Even if it's something very small, he gets you a glass of water, or he puts the trash out, he gets the groceries. Appreciate him. Thank him from the bottom of your heart, from like genuinely. I don't want you to make things up. Something very small. It also makes him feel that you're noticing him. What he's doing is not going unheard or is not even pushed away. You're noticing it. That's what a man is craving from you. The second point, trust. This is a big one, and I've divided this into 2 points, 2 parts. The first one is he needs to feel safe in the marriage. And what does that look like? It looks like that if he's sharing his concerns with you, if he's sharing his stress with you, work stress, if he's sharing his desires with you, that he wants to start a business, he's looking into ways to start a business, and this is the money that he wants to research and all those things. Firstly, you listen to him. You listen to him without any interruption, without any questions, without any saying that, oh, how will you do this? It's a bad idea. No, it's going to be a loss. And the second thing is that after you listen to him, you don't share this with anyone else. The conversation you have with your husband stays between you and him. This is a big one for a man. That if he's opening up to you, if he's opening up his heart in front of his wife, That is not shared with family members or anyone else. Now, if you are sharing this to seek counsel, if you're going to a coach or a therapist and you're asking them to provide you a solution as like, how can I support my husband? I don't think my husband is making the right decision. How do I trust him? How do I let him take the lead? That is a different case because you are asking advice. You're not just sharing information. You're seeking counsel. That is different. That is allowed. But not like telling friends, telling family, I don't trust him, I don't do this. That is wrong. Men are very good in sensing this, that you don't trust him. They're very good. Even though they don't have emotional vocabulary, they're not in tune with their emotions, but they can sense this in a woman, especially the wife. Second part of trust, his decisions. Firstly, you listen to him, you validate him, you let him open his heart, and then whatever he's sharing, you keep that in between you and your husband. It's not going anywhere else. The second part of trust is that you trust his decisions. He says, this year we will not move. We will stay in this house. Let's save up more. Let's do this. And then next year we'll do it. Okay. I trust your decision. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Now, this comes with a trust in your marriage. This comes with you as a woman letting go of taking control. This is where deep inner work is needed. This is where you need to overcome your insecurities, your fears, your doubts, your masculinity. Why are you stepping in and taking control and coming from a place of wounded masculine? What is happening over here? What is the reason that you want to take control and you're not able to trust his decision? So, what example I've given about the house, it's a hypothetical example. Your case might be different, which might need deeper looking. So, that's where coaching sessions are there, that you come, you talk about the stuff that's keeping you back in applying such a beneficial skill in your marriage. Healing needs to be done. And this trust requires a lot of healing, a lot of healing. I'll give you one example of my client. Before she came into the sessions, her husband used to travel a lot. And whenever he would travel, she would pack the bags, she would manage everything for him, she would do the shopping, she would do everything. But this time around, when she was in my coaching, I said, let him do everything. And she showed her concern. She's like, but he's going to forget that. He's going to forget his supplements. I said, okay, if he forgets, we will deal with it when that happens. But now he's not forgetting. And I also said, see, if he forgets his supplement, if he forgets his toothbrush, even you can forget. Because we are human beings. We make a mistake. You don't need to pamper him. You don't need to mother him. He's a man. And this is what she did. She did the framework that I give my clients inside my coaching sessions. She applied it. She didn't help at all in her husband packing the suitcase and getting ready for the travel. And that, even though it was very stressful, but they both managed it. And the husband told her, wow, subhanallah, this was done very smoothly. I'm done. I'm all ready. And you didn't do anything. You didn't tell me what to do. The husband noticed it. And the husband appreciated her for taking a step back and letting him do everything. And from there onwards, there were massive shifts in her marriage just by stepping back and following the framework, the guided framework that was needed for her marriage. SubhanAllah. These small shifts, we don't even realize that we are doing these things unconsciously. Why? Because firstly, you didn't have any role model in front of you to tell you these things. Secondly, you find it difficult to let go because you've been trained through habits, through what you've experienced in life, that no, I need to take control of everything in my life, in my marriage, in the way he talks, in the way he does everything. The man needs to be free and needy. And this, I'm coming to my next point. He needs to be free, because to give commands and to give orders, he has his mother, and the mother is already doing it. But from his wife, what does he need? He needs admiration. He needs you to cherish him. He needs you to appreciate him and adore him, not control him like a small boy, like a mother. He's a grown up man. Like I said, he's going to make mistakes. I can make mistake. You can make mistake. When you're going on a travel, you can forget your shampoo or your hairbrush or your supplements. You can. Anything can happen to anyone. But when you lean back, when you step back, firstly, it's not your weakness. It's so courageous of you to step back and let him take the lead. It's so empowering. Women feel that if they step back and if they don't say things, they will lose control of the situation or they will become distant from their husband. But what you are actually doing is, by doing all these things, you are pushing him away, and this is creating roommate situations in your marriage where there's no emotional intimacy. There's absolutely no emotional intimacy. Subhanallah. And this comes to my last point. This might trigger you, but I'm going to be teaching you, and I do. This is what my YouTube channel is for. I teach you, and I teach my clients also these things, the things that you have not been taught, the things that marriages need, the things that relationships need. They have not been taught to you. And it's my mission to teach the woman these things. His need for being respected. What does that mean? I have seen so many good men in my personal life where they are silently seeking for respect. I have seen this with my clients whose husbands have clearly said, I need you to respect me. They have openly said it. And what does respect look like? Again, this is not something about you being weak when you give respect to your husband. It's not, connecting with your like the weakest spot, or it's not like if you're going to respect him, you're going to lose control of the situation. No, this part, respect, has been the biggest game changer in my marriage. If my marriage has changed, and alhamdulillah, I'm able to do this work because I've seen what 15 years of my marriage looked like and what the last 7 years have been, mashallah, tabarakallah, is by applying these skills. Respect. In what? In the things that I've mentioned previously. Trusting his decision. Small things, obviously. And I'm talking about good men who are really God conscious, who consider things, who want to provide and protect for you, who are there for you, but they're not getting the space in the marriage. I'm talking about those men. I'm not talking about wounded men, or I'm not talking about abusive marriages over here. My content is not for abusive marriages. This, I'm talking about a good man who is a provider, who is a protector, who wants to do good for you, who wants to do good for the family. He's good with everyone, but he just needs space to be himself. So, trusting his decision. The second one, keeping his thoughts, his secrets private. Because the more you do it, the more he'll open up to you. The more he will want to come and share things with you. But he needs to come to that point, because a man has walls. They are thick. They are walls. He's guarded by it. They will drop on his own timing when he's willing to do it. But for that to happen, you need to give him the space that is needed by your marriage. How that happens? Appreciation. Giving him time to talk. No interruption. trusting his decision, not mothering him and respecting him, letting him take the lead, letting him take the lead. If you're traveling, you've booked economy class ticket, he at the last minute says, you know what, the upgrade offer is good, let's upgrade it. And you are like, no, let's not do it, it's fine. No, let him do it. Because you are thinking about money. Yes, you're right. But his mind is like, I need to provide good for my wife, for my kids. Business class is more comfortable. My kids will relax. It's a long flight. My wife will relax. When you give him that space, and if it's not happening for your marriage, inshallah, this will happen. Your man will do this for you. You want him to do this, right? He will do this for you, but you have to give him that space. You have to let him take the lead. And that is why inner work is needed. That is why you need to work on your insecurities, your things which are holding you back, your childhood experiences. Maybe you didn't have a mother or a father who role modeled this for you. But that doesn't mean that you stay stuck there. No, you always have a choice. Today you're listening to this. Allah wanted you to listen to this. Now it's up to you. What do you do with this? Are you going to move forward and make the changes that are needed in your marriage? Or you're going to just close the phone or the laptop you're listening to and like, okay, this is not for me. What are you going to do? You always have a choice. You can change the trajectory of your marriage by nurturing emotional intimacy in it. Marriages take time. Things don't happen overnight. You need to have sabr. You need to make immense dua. And yes, you need to do things differently because the way you are doing things, they're not working. So how are you going to show up in your marriage? What are you going to do differently today?